It was, eventually it's going to record. Here we go. So yesterday, when you got to number 7, you also realized there was another little problem. 3x minus 9y equals 0. 3x minus 9y equals 0. And again, the problem is, if you do what we usually do, like x equals 0, plug it in, let x equals 0 and plug it in, you get negative 9y equals 0, and so y ends up being 0. When you let x equals 0, y equals 0. When you plug in y equals 0, you get x equals 0. And that gives you 1 point. You can't graph a line with 1 point. 0, 0. Do you know how many lines go through that point 0, 0? They could be 1,000,000. There's 1,000,000. There's infinite number of lines that go through that point. So that method is not going to work. Does that mean you can't graph it? No, that doesn't mean you can't graph it. That means you're going to have to use another method, like over here. Do you see this? I wrote out another method for graphing. First step says get y by itself. Well, guess what? You're lucky y is by itself already. Step 1 is done. Step 2, make a T-chart. You know what a T-chart is? It looks like a T. There's a T-chart. And in your T-chart, you're going to have x and y values. And you're going to leave spaces for at least 3. If you want to do more, you can do more. But you're going to have at least 3. Step 2, done. Step 3, pick 3 values for x. Pick 3 values for x. What could you pick for x? 2, 1. What could you pick for x? What did you say? Say it again. Anything. If you want 2, pick 2. If you want 1, pick 1. You can pick whatever you want. If you want to pick 386, pick 386. However, remember, eventually you're going to be putting them on graph paper. And my graph paper only goes to about 10. So although you can pick whatever you want, because my graph paper only goes to 10, I would pick relatively small values less than 10. You know what I always like to pick? My favorite is 0. And then maybe you want to pick a positive and a negative. You don't have to, but that's what I usually pick. 0, a positive value, and a negative value. So I picked my 3x values. The next step, you're going to plug the x values into the equation to see what y value goes with each one. So here's your equation. You're going to plug it in for x. Y equals, I'm going to put 0 in there first. So what do you get for y? 0. Then I'm going to put a 3 in there. What do you get for y? And then I'm going to plug in a negative 4. And what do you get for y? Negative 4. And now here are 3 points You plot those, it says plot those points, and then connect them, right? And this method will work for any line. The other method doesn't work so well for some of them. Number 7, again, my apologies, I did not realize. This is another one. If you pick x is 0, you get y is 0. If you pick y is 0, you get x is 0. How are you going to graph that with only 1 point? You can't, right? So I apologize for that. And let's go through this method with this equation from number 7. First step, you have to get y by itself. You see this? You want to get rid of the 3x. How do you get rid of the 3x? Minus 3x. So this goes away. Negative 9y equals, what is 0 take away 3x? Just negative 3x, right? Now what? Now I just want the y by itself. I need to get rid of the negative 9. Divide by, bless you. Hate it when I sneeze under that mask. So now I just have y. Look at this. What's negative divided by negative? That's going to end up being a positive. I can divide by 3 and divide by 3. What is 3 divided by 3? 1x. What is 9 divided by 3? 3. So there's my equation. I got step 1 done. Get y equals. Everybody okay with that step? Anybody with questions yet? So now what? Step 2 says make the t-chart. I'm going to make my t-chart. Let's make it over here. X, y, and I'm going to leave room for 3 x's. And again, I have to pick 3 x values. Remember, you can pick whatever you want. But I would suggest you pick things that are going to make your life easy. Now, look at this one. Whatever you pick for x, you're going to be dividing it by 3. What would be some smart values to pick if you're going to divide by 3? I always like 0 because that usually makes things easy. What would be some smart values to pick if you're going to divide by 3, Sean? What do you think you should pick if you're going to divide by 3?
3.
How about 3? What else?
Negative 6.
Negative 6? What were you going to say? 6 or negative 6? How about 9 or negative 9? Although then you're getting close to the edge of the graph. But if you have a fraction here, pick multiples of the denominator. Pick something that's divisible by 3. Because although you can pick whatever you want, if you choose a 2 or a 4, you're going to have 2/3, 4/3. I don't like fractions. So pick things that are going to make your life easy. And then it says plug it in. I've got y equals 1 times x divided by 3. Plug in my first x is 0. What will I get? 0 divided by 3 is 0. Then I plug in my next x. What's 1 times 3? 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then I plug in my last x is negative 6. What's negative 6 over 3? Negative 6 over 3. Negative 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then from there, you can plot these 3 points and connect them, right? So this method will work for any line. And from here on, you can choose whatever method you would like. This method will work for even the method where the other one won't. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah.
We can still do the one from yesterday?
You still can, but remember it won't work for everything.
So like number 5?
So like number 5, if you want to use the one from yesterday, use the one from yesterday. If it'll work, go right ahead. Yep. Where is 5? Yeah, that'll work for 5. That'll work. Yesterday's I don't think will work for the second one for 5. Right?
No.
Won't work for the second one. So here's the question.
Yeah, so that's just all one equation, right?
Right. This is only half the problem. Then there was, this is only one equation. Then there was a second equation, which is why I won't be giving you like 30 problems of this. You only had a few, right? So anybody else with questions first? Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. And would you believe, coincidentally, Algebra 1 and this is my Algebra 2 class, we're on the same exact page. We're on the same exact page. It's not the same assignment. Ours was WE 1, 3 through 8. And then we're going to do, I want to make sure I get it right, 10 and 11. Now, listen, here's why I said don't move, don't move, look at me. If you already have some of these done, which I would think you do not have to redo them. You can just use this method on the ones here that we couldn't solve. The only new ones, these 2 are new. But the rest of them, if you already have them done from yesterday, you don't have to redo them. So finish up the ones from yesterday that we had trouble with. Do these 2. If anyone needs more graph paper, it's up here. You can come help yourself. Otherwise, I think we're good. The Haunted Mansion. Madame Leota. Oh, I love that. If it wasn't so hot there, I would go there and get a job when I retire. That's too hot. Disney World. So hot in the summertime.
You get used to it though.
Oh, I don't think I get used to, when it's really sticky out, and you go outside and your glasses immediately fog up.
I went to Disney in August for like the Halloween thingy, and it was terrible. It was so boring.
Well, unfortunately, if a teacher wants to go to Disney World and stay for any more than like a week, we have to go in the summer. Every time I've been there, except once, it's been June, July, or August. It's been like 98 degrees, and the humidity is terrible.
Usually when I go, it's January.
Do you take off of school?
Yeah, I've only been there twice.
Oh, we used to go every year. We used to go every year. Saturday and Sunday and we don't get to come to school.
Oh, how tragic.
Oh, how tragic. I'm still recording.